Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Aiden and welcome back to my channel, and also welcome back to another live stream. Today, I should say more or less tonight, I am going to be letting you all know 10 things I would like to see in next year's game, F1 2020. Now of course, this came out around about, I don't know, a few months ago now, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, F1 2019 is a game I would love to go back to. I've not played F1 for a while, but whilst I've been playing this game, I've had so much things I would like to say, and I've been saying them in the past and that, and I've been putting out live streams or videos or whatever. I've also seen other YouTubers do this, such as Arava, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to think of 10 more things to add, and here they are. So let's get into them. Number 1 is career mode, but with a friend. Now, it would be amazing to hop onto F1 2020 and you have an option to A, do a solo career mode, or B, you do it with a friend. Now, one of my friends called Vortex, he also plays F1. So it would be nice to go into a career mode, but with a friend. I choose a team, he chooses a team, and then you've got the F1 2020 drivers, and then we challenge each other. We can have the ability to choose each other as a rival, but they've got to accept. So if I choose Vortex as my rival, and he's like, I'll decline that because I want this person to be my rival. And when we go throughout the career mode, we have crashes and that sometimes, then we can choose to be each other's rival. But F1 2020 to have career mode but with a friend would be amazing. Number 2 is the main one that's been asked a lot to Codemasters, and that's of course team radios. Now obviously when you're playing this game and you want to put in like 2 laps later, and then you do that and your teammate comes in alongside with you, whether you're in front and they coming from behind you, or you go to pit in but they pit in instead, it'll be nice to radio in to your engineer, whoever that will be in next year's game. Hopefully it's not Jeff, because he's annoying. And you radio in, pit in 2 laps, and then you also radio into your engineer and tell them, can you tell my teammate to pit in the next lap because I want to pit in this lap? Or you get the radio message, your teammate wants to pit in this lap, are you okay with that? And you agree with it or you disagree with it and you think of a better solution. Or like they do in real life, they bring in Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas when the safety car comes out. It would just be nice to have something like that in the game, because you had it in F2 with Lucas Weber. I don't know why they didn't bring it into F1, so that was a shame, but F1 2020 to bring in team radios. Number 3 is AI giving radio messages. Now, what I mean by this is to let their engineer know about their problems, and then your engineer lets you know in detail what issue the person behind you has or the person in front of you has. So if you have watched the Italian Grand Prix with Leclerc and Hamilton was saying that he was having, so many issues and he just couldn't catch up to Leclerc, and then he let Valtteri Bottas by, and obviously them two couldn't catch up to him, but Hamilton was having issues and so was Valtteri Bottas. But it would just be nice to have your engineer talk to you on the radio and like, let's just say, we're in Mercedes and we've got Valerie Bottas behind us, and then our team radio comes in and the engineer's like, okay, Valerie Bottas is having an engine issue, and we suggest you to carry on the pace as you're doing. We'll let you know further detail on what the issue is like throughout the race, and that'll be it, But I just feel like there's this lack of AI giving team radios and all that, because if you're driving aggressively and your engineer is like, okay, the driver, whoever it is, if you're with Toro Rosso and Antonio Giovinazzi, collide into you aggressively, and you get the option to tell your engineer, okay, Antonio's being a bit aggressive, can you more or less tell his engineer or something like that to tell him to calm down a bit, is going to cause a crash or a collision or something like that. Or if you're driving aggressively and your engineer is like, we've been informed that you're driving aggressively, calm down or you'll receive penalties and stuff like that. But it'll be nice to, have AI giving radio messages to their engineer and your engineers telling you about them. But moving on, number 4 is black and white flags, which is obviously a warning. Now, going back to the Italian Grand Prix with Charles Leclerc, he got a black and white flag due to, his driving against Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis Hamilton was like, he's driving a bit aggressively, I can't do anything about it, but can you, get them informed of his driving and get it sorted and that. But it would just be nice to have, a black and white flag given to you if you're driving aggressively, like I was going back to the AI giving radios. And you get a warning, and if it carries on, you'll receive a penalty or some stuff like that. But number 5 is more penalties in place, like a 10-second stop and go penalty or a 5-second, because the only penalties I've seen in this game is a 5-second penalty or a 3-second one. Not too sure which one that is, but obviously if you don't finish 5 seconds ahead of the driver behind you, they get your position and you get theirs. But I just feel like there should be more penalties in place, especially when you do something really bad like Vettel did and Lance Stroll in the Italian Grand Prix. I just feel like stuff like that, if you have a spin and you join on the track wrongfully and you end up causing one of the AI drivers to crash into you, then obviously you get a 5 stop and go or a 10-second stop and go. Number 6, as I was talking in the previous one of number 5, AI getting more penalties instead of warnings. Now, do you get really annoyed when one of the AI drivers are really aggressive and go for that corner move when there's hardly no room, and they end up spinning you out or crashing into you, knocking your front wing off or whatever, and they only get a warning, but so do you? But if you did it and spun them out, you'd probably get a penalty, but the AI wouldn't if they did it to you. I just feel like the AI need more penalties in place, because it's just stupid, where AI are causing so much collisions and that, and they're getting warning after warning. When I was doing this career mode, I can't remember which one it was, probably I deleted it, but there was George Russell. He spun out his teammate Robert Kubica. He got a warning, and then when I was going to move, he ended up moving aggressively and he got another warning, and he caused roughly 5 or 6 collisions, and all I saw on the race director was warning after warning after warning, and I said by now he should have had at least a penalty, you know, a 5 second stop and go or something like that for causing these collisions, or even black flagged. You know, so having more penalties in place for the AI, and I'm not just more or less directing to the AI as well as you. If you're causing collision after collision, you're going to get black flagged, disqualified. That's it, race over for you. I just feel like F1 is lacking that right now. Anyways, number 7, I have seen this in the comment section. I would give shout outs to names if I remember them. Sadly, I don't. And that's F2 drivers moving into F1. Now, of course, with F1, you have 10 seasons. And just think about it, you know, 10 seasons, 10 years. I doubt that, you know, the drivers will still be in F1. But it's going to be nice if you went into like F1 with these drivers like Nico Hülkenberg. If he stays in F1, I'm not too sure about him. Like Daniel Ricciardo, Kimi Räikkönen especially. I've heard that he's the oldest guy on the grid. Within, I would say, 4 years, he retires, and this may seem unlikely, but might be possible. Mick Schumacher takes his place, and you just see an F2 driver come into F1. You know, that'll spice things up for the career mode, where you're doing 3 seasons and 2 drivers are retired, and Kimi Räikkönen, and you've got, let's say, Sebastian Vettel, and then you see 2 F2 drivers move into F1, taking them spots, get an email saying that Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel have retired from F1, and Mick Schumacher and whoever else in F2 has moved into F1 and took their place. It would just be nice for that to happen, but I don't know if it will, so don't get your hopes up with that one. Number 8 is the most talked one, and that's helmet designs. So far with the customization with the helmets, you don't really get much with them. You just have this sloppy helmet design, and it's not all that good. You know, you just get to choose your colour and all that, and it's not all that fun. But obviously you've got PC mods, and it's easy for you to do them. You know, you could just simply do a white colour, oh, that'll be fine. But with PC mods, you can do your own helmet design, and it looks really nice, and it's your choice and your colours and all that stuff. But obviously for me as a console gamer, and for the rest of you if you're on console, you don't really get much of a choice. So helmet designs would be really nice, and if you have the possibility to even get Ferrari logo at the back of your helmet, or a Red Bull sign to notify what team you're in, it would just be really nice for helmet designs to come into the game. Number 9 is AI getting punctures / having more issues. Now, I believe it was F1 2018, I was watching Tom 97, and Kevin Magnussen crashed into the wall in Azerbaijan, and Kevin Magnussen at the front right got a puncture. I doubt you would even see that in F1 right now, and it's just, in my opinion, unrealistic if an AI driver just crashes into the wall and it doesn't even get a puncture, it just loses his front wing. And then also you see the AI going through corners, and they've got so much like traction control, but yet you're sloppy around that corner, and you have a little spin, you know, and you manage to control the car and manage to carry on with the race, but the driver behind you might catch up and go for a move. For me, when I've been throughout my career mode, I've not seen the AI having any issues around corners. They're just nailing it every single time. And yeah, they may have a little bump at the back and lose a bit of their front wing, or when a driver's coming out of the pit lane and you've got that corner, for example, you've got Australia. I saw Lance Stroll turn into Charles Leclerc, and he lost his front wing. It's just, in my opinion, unrealistic if the AI don't have as much issues as they do like in real life. You know, like for qualifying, for example. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've gone through qualifying and you've seen any AI having any issues, because as soon as I've gone into practice and then move on to qualifying, I've just not seen the AI having any issues whatsoever, and it would just be an absolute amazement if you're doing practice and you've got someone off into the wall and their cars are in bits, you know. And that is also another feature for the game F1 2020, is to see a car into the wall and like the rear wing is off and the front wing as well, and the car's just in bits. And there's also, you know, number 10, which I will talk about soon, but I just feel like the AI are not having any issues throughout practice and qualifying. Maybe the race now and again, but not as much. But AI having more issues and getting punctures and that would be very nice. Number 10 is the most talked, of course, and that's red flags. As soon as I heard about this game coming out, I was like, I pray to God that red flags are in the game, because obviously throughout the F1 games I've seen so many horrendous crashes. Just for example, like Oliver at Monaco, he had a pile up and it was just a yellow flag. And I'm like, oh, come on, at least a red flag. And you just don't have that. Like, Team at Marduk tried to pull out a red flag in his career mode. I don't remember what race it was, but he was not having any luck. So, Codemasters, please add in red flags, because it's just so dead right now, this game. It just feels like games I've played in the past, and it's just so dead. And this is why I've not played F1 as much, because there's not been as much stuff in the game as the community would like. So this is why I'm bringing out 10 reasons to add these stuff to the game and stuff that I would like. You know, as you see by the title, I might change it, I'm not sure, but let me know in the comment section down below if you liked any of these ideas, or if you've got any of your own. But like I said, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to give it a like and a love heart. But yeah, if there is any more, I'll be sure to add them, because I just feel like, you know, this stuff should get out there and get notified. And even if, you know, Codemasters don't see this, I hope they see, you know, Oliver or whoever else has done it, and they'll be like, okay, we should add that in the game. You know, it's for the best, because obviously the way the game is, it doesn't seem all that realistic. I know it's a game, and maybe some stuff that isn't real life, they can't add it to the game, but at least, you know, add it in the game nonetheless. But anyways, I want to say thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next live stream. And the black screen that says come up, a friend of mine joined a party. But tomorrow, before I end the stream, I want to give out a notification about something. I will be streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 as soon as the update drops. I'm not sure what time, but like I said, I'll be straight up live streaming it. I'll also be doing the missions as well, completing them, and if I can't get the free bounty hunter pass, then I'll be sure to buy it, because I don't really care. You know, I've been wanting to focus on the bounty hunter for a while. But anyways, that'll be it for live streaming tonight. I'm just gonna rest for the rest of the night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So once again, peace out, and hashtag stay safe, everyone.